Hi everyone, this is Jessica Russell, real estate agent serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and today I want to address sellers and how to prepare your home for your home inspection. This is often an area that gets overlooked, the preparations to get the home on the market, showings, negotiating offers, all comes before the inspection, and there's so much work to do leading up to that point that the sellers, they finally go under contract and they get that call with 1 day's notice for their inspection. So this is something you do want to think about well in advance and prepare for. So I do have 4 tips on preparing your home, things that you can do to make the inspection process smooth and seamless. The first thing is kind of an obvious one: completing repairs. If you have repairs that you know need to be done in the home, go ahead and get those done before you even have the house on the market. It will show better. Buyers will notice the details. This can be things as simple as cracked outlet covers or weather stripping that needs to be replaced, caulking. These things that don't take much time or money to do, but they will fill an inspection report because the inspectors are going to note everything. So if they get this 50-page report that has a ton of little things, even though they're small and inexpensive to do, it can be overwhelming and make them feel like the home just hasn't been cared for. So getting those things taken care of in advance, whether you take care of these, hire a handyman or a contractor to do these, having those very small things done can make a very big difference. Tip number 2, light bulbs and batteries. Go through your home and check to make sure that every light bulb in your home is working and batteries and the smoke detectors are working. These will be noted on an inspection report, but they become a bigger deal on an inspection report. A simple light bulb being burnt out will have to be noted as a non-functioning light fixture, which could be the inspector doesn't know because he doesn't know if it's a burnt out light bulb. He can't check the light fixture to see that it works. So they'll have to note it as a non-functioning light fixture. You don't want to have that on there and have it listed under the electrical category that you have a problem. So go ahead and make sure all light bulbs are replaced and batteries and the smoke detectors work. Tip number 3, make sure all systems are on and ready to be inspected. If you have a vacant home where you've turned off utilities, you want to make sure all the utilities get turned back on so it can be properly inspected. Also, a common one I see is people that winterize their sprinkler systems and don't have them turned back on, and then the inspector isn't able to inspect the system. If they can't inspect it, then the buyer is going to assume worse, that the system doesn't work at all. Number 4, last one, is clearing a path to all systems. You want to make sure that the most common ones I see being blocked are electrical panel, water heater, and attic, because often those are in the garage. And when we're staging homes and getting them prepared, we move boxes and extra furniture out to the garage. If you don't leave a path for that, they can't inspect, and these are major systems. If the inspector has to say, I couldn't inspect the electrical panel and water heater, and I couldn't check the attic, that's going to leave a lot of worry for the buyers. And often they're going to ask that you pay for the inspector to go back out for a second visit to be able to re-inspect those things that were missed. So make sure that when you are moving things out to the garage that you go ahead and leave pathways. If you do have anything currently blocking one of those systems, you want to make sure that those are moved before the inspection. One last thing I do get asked very often is, how long does an inspection take? And do you need to be there for it? A typical inspection is going to take about 4 hours. Now that can be more, especially if you have a large home with extra things like pool, septic system. If you have extras, you're going to need to account for extra time there. You don't have to be home. The inspectors are licensed through the association, just like agents are, so they would have access to your lockbox and can come in and do the inspection while you're at work. If you want to be home or need to be home, usually the inspector is fine with you staying there for the first portion. They prefer, and we all prefer, that the last hour the buyers will want to come and review that report and see things in the house and talk through it with the inspector. That part can be a little tricky if the seller is home. They may not feel comfortable being open and speaking to the inspector when the seller's listening, especially because they're talking about potential problems in the house and they don't want to insult or hurt anyone's feelings. So if you can at least leave for the review portion, so that way the buyers are free and open to speak with their inspector, that's the most important part. If you have any additional questions about the inspection process, about selling your home, I would love to help you. You can just give me a call. My number is 817-821-7447. Hope you have a wonderful day.